and you can work on fitness, you can work on set pieces, you can work on shooting practice, but how do you get a bit more mental toughness into the team?
We got to try and get as many leaders on the pitch as possible at the moment. I think that's, because they help carry you through, and with all the screaming and shouting and everything that us on the side and in the stands can do, ultimately, when you're on the pitch, the feeling of the game and the experience. So they're the key ones, the people that have been there, done it, know how to manage the first 5 minutes of the second half. Where all of a sudden then you're still leading the game and you can impose yourself on it, and we've got to try and get people out there. And then again, as I made no secret when I come in, it's probably become more and more evident, it's going to be an up and down ride until we get as many back as we can, as many up to speed as possible, and we have time on the training ground. I was under no illusions that was what it was going to be. That was the truth. I didn't know we'd have as many injuries as what we'd have, but now we're starting to get a few back, and the competition in training is becoming better. I think we'll get that mental, it's not toughness, I think they're mentally really tough because they've bounced back from a couple of disappointing results already. It's more the experience to see a game out or get over a tricky 5 minutes. It seems to be a bit of a block at the moment.
And have you got more options available this week in the middle of the park? Because that seemed to be sort of the real problem area last week.
Yeah, and listen, I always review myself, and I'm honest with the players, I'm honest with the fans and everybody else. I always review myself way before I review any of the players. Yeah, listen, the goals and the loss don't come down to a change of shape, but it didn't help on the day. I look at myself, I have a checklist that I go through and notes that I make so I don't make too many mistakes. But if I'm being honest, Reese has played, that was his first 45 minutes in 7 weeks. Charlie was away. Alfie Bendel played his first 90 minutes on Tuesday night, was cramping at the end of the game, and you think he's 18, roasting hot day. So Charlie's back, he's fine, he's back in training today. Reese has had another good week's training. So we've got a couple more options in the middle of the pitch, and a couple of others back from injury. They're not going to be match fit, but they're definitely going to help the group. So
I guess that should allow you to go to the tried and tested 4-2-2-2, if I've not to put too many twos in there.
Yeah, exactly that. Like I said, I've been really clear. Listen, I need to be really clear. 4-2-2-2 is a formation. It's the best way, probably particularly in the first 6 months, to teach the way we want to play. It's not really about formations. The bit that when we changed, which probably opened my eyes and give me a real reality check over the weekend and this week, is that we still got a lot of learning to do as a team. I've got a lot of teaching to do, which is why I take responsibility for the performance. Now, we all know I can't head the 60-yard diagonal away. I can't do nothing if somebody miscontrols the ball. So I'm not trying to be a hero and take responsibility. What I have to do is teach the players over a period of time. Now, obviously, as we go, I think I'm a decent coach. I think Lewis Kerr is an outstanding coach, and Troy is a really, really good coach, actually. Really good knowledge. So I think they'll get better through coaching. The reason I take responsibility after the game is when you go to 3-5-2, you should still jump, press, slide, push up the pitch, you still pass forward. They're things that are the principles. The formation is just a vehicle at the moment to teach those principles. But clearly, we ain't quite got them as much as I probably thought we had. So, we'll go back. We've got those options. We've got a bit more competition for places this week. There'll be a few disappointed lads, but they have to perform better if they want to stay in the team.
And you've mentioned Reese Brown's first 45 minutes for 7 weeks. How much better will he be for that first start last weekend?
Yeah, much better. I think it probably caught him by surprise because obviously at the end of pre-season we really like him. I think he's a really good footballer, brilliant lad, trains really well. Yeah, he will. And obviously the roasting hot heat for him, particularly last week, probably is why the miscontrol for the first goal. His legs had just gone. And we're trying to get as much out of him because we need to get as many up to speed as we can because this is a long old season. There's 39 games to go. We're 7 games in. Or 8 games in, whatever it is now. He'll be much better. Like I say, he's got brilliant character and is a really talented footballer, so he's one we'd delight to have back.
And has Jordan Moore-Taylor trained okay this week?
Yeah, so he's back. So he did 2 days this week again. He's not going to be match fit because he's missed a few weeks, but he's such a good footballer and a leader, and he's one of the ones that we won in and around the group. So providing he comes through the session this morning, right, yeah, he'll be back involved tomorrow.
And Doncaster, are they better than their position suggests?
Yeah, I need to be really clear on this. So we've watched them. Now, we think there's ways we can hurt them. So don't get me wrong. I have to say they're quite a good team. So they're bottom of the league. And again, it's 7 games in. I think people get too excited too early. And they've played all the top teams. So they've played Notts County, Mansfield, etc., etc. They've played those. Wrexham on the weekend. They're a little bit like us. They've got a few injuries at the moment. So I don't think it's anywhere near their strongest team. They pass it. I mean, the one thing me and Lewis have probably learned at this level is teams change a lot. So Crew change formation pretty much every week. These have made 5 different formations in 7 weeks. So it's like trying to guess what's coming is really difficult. Where the higher up the leagues you go, although you know what Man City, Liverpool, I don't know, Burnley were going to do last year, trying to stop it's hard because of the quality. I think teams change. These won't finish bottom of the league. These will be much higher than that. But I think we're a really talented team. So if we perform well, I think we can beat them. But we're going to have to be up for the battle and really well organised on the weekend to get something out of the game.